Hey YouTube, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. It's Carol Reacts, and we just been waiting for you because we've got an awful lot of music. We got over 2,100 videos, and it's good music. We pretty much specialize between like the 50s to the 90s, but we take some right outside, a little newer than that. But taking music that was music, that wasn't computerized, or they did start with some synthesizers, using synthesizers in it, but as far as auto tune or pitch correct, no, it wasn't that. So I see these kids with the channels now, and they say, play me so and so from the Bee Gees. I said, who's the Bee Gees? Well, they know now. And we had such good music. I don't know where it's gone. But come on by and search my library. It's becoming a library. Go on in and stay the day. If you enjoy it, please hit the subscribe and like and post notification bell will let you know, will notify you whenever I drop a video. And comments and requests are please. Okay, I'm gonna let you go now because we got a request coming up. All right, everybody. I have a request. And this is In the Ghetto by Elvis Presley. Okay.
As the snow flies on a cold and gray Chicago morning, a poor little baby child is born in the ghetto, and his mama cries. But if there's one thing that she don't need, it's another hungry mouth to feed in the ghetto. People, don't you understand? The child needs everything. He's gonna be an angry young man someday. And take a look at you and me. Are we too blind to see? Or do we simply turn our heads and look the other way? Where the world turns. And a hungry little boy with the runny nose plays in the street as the cold wind blows in the ghetto. And his hunger burns. So he starts to roam the streets at night, and he learns how to steal and he learns how to fight in the ghetto. Then one night in desperation, the young man breaks away. He buys a gun, he steals a car, he tries to run, but he don't get far, and his mama cries. As a crowd gathers round, an angry young man face down in the street with a gun in his hand in the ghetto. And that little young man dies on a cold and gray Chicago morning. Another little baby child is born in the ghetto, and his mama cries.
Well, that was Elvis Presley doing In the Ghetto. That was in 1970, and it was his return back to singing after he had been doing movies. And this was in Las Vegas. And In the Ghetto is about exactly what it says. You know, a mother who's already struggling to feed her family has a baby, and she can't afford the baby, but you know, and he ends up growing up and getting in with the crowd of kids that are stealing, and then he breaks away and he gets a gun and steals a car, and he gets killed by the police. And his mother cries. And then that same night, another woman in the ghetto had a baby, and she cried. It's really a tough story. It's told very well. Elvis is really good at telling stories in his songs. And I don't know who writes all of his songs. He wasn't a songwriter, but he was sure a singer. Uh, and his backups were so good. Matter of fact, Sissy Houston was one of his background singers. And yes, we just lost her too. And a a sad story. It happens over and over and over and over. Well, they it's an socioeconomic issue. She can't feed the kids to begin with, even though she's trying so hard. She can't supervise them because she's got to work. It's just like a dog chasing its tail. And the government's never there to help when you need them. But Elvis was one of these that had that it had that special quality. Number one, he was beautiful. He was just beautiful. You don't say that about men, but he was so pretty. He was. I mean, his face was just perfect, pretty, and he had that he had a charisma about him. He had the Southern charm, and he had so many genres in that voice of his. When he was born in Tupelo, which he was born in poverty, so he knew about poverty, he would sneak off to the black churches, and he was Jerry Lee Lewis would do the same thing, and watch him sing, listen to him sing. But Elvis went into the church, and they accepted him, and they knew that he was special when he came in. But he learned gospel. That's where he learned his gospel. And he sang. They put him in country. They kind of sort of didn't know what to do. And he went to the Grand Ole Opry. This is early in his career, and so he auditioned there, and the guy told him that he needed to go back to driving the truck. So I didn't get him down, and he just kept on. I, he moved to rock and roll. It was in a spot where it really needed help. It was just developing. Rock and roll was just developing, and Elvis gave it a bounce. Oh, well, I'm rambling. Okay, let's go on and post this. And bye, y'all.